Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya
Jaya
Nityananda
Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura
श्री
Bhakta
चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 7, Lord Chaitanya's tour of South India. So we read about Vasudev Vipra yesterday. Finally, so we saw that Vasudev Vipra was lamenting. Actually, he came to know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is at Kurma Brahman's house. He got this news in the night. So the next day morning when he went there, he found out from Kurma Brahman that Mahaprabhu left already. When he heard this, he was struck with such, he, he was so distressed to hear this that he just collapsed. He fainted and fell down. And when he came back to consciousness, he began to lament in various ways. Then, at that very moment, Mahaprabhu turned around. He returned to where Vasudeva Vipra was lamenting. And Mahaprabhu came and he embraced Vasudeva Vipra. By the touch of Mahaprabhu, the leprosy, we saw how practically his every limb was covered with leprosy, and not just leprosy, but there were like open wounds filled with live worms. And Mahaprabhu embraced him. So by the touch of Mahaprabhu, his leprosy disappeared, his distress disappeared, and he was filled with ananda, ecstasy, and also he got a beautiful body. So Vasudeva Vipra could not believe. He was wonderstruck by the mercy of Mahaprabhu. And he said that this type of, first he fell on the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, holding his lotus feet. He began to recite the verse from Bhagavatam, that this was the verse of Sudama Vipra in Krishna Lila, who's saying to Krishna, who am I? Like a poor, a poverty-stricken Daridra Brahman. Daridra, not even Brahman. He said, I'm Daridra, like most wretched, poor person. And who are you, Krishna, who is the abode of the goddess of fortune? And I am a Brahma Bandhu. I'm not even a Brahmana, right? I'm a Brahmana, a relative of a Brahmana. That means an unqualified person born in the Brahmana family. And you embraced me, right? What mercy, like that. So reciting this verse, uh, Vasudeva Vipra is saying, people run far away when they see me, when they smell uh, the stench of leprosy from my body, they run far, far away from me. And you have embraced me. This is not possible for any living being. Only the supremely independent Ishvara can do this. So I understand. That means I understand you are the Supreme Lord, like this. Then he expressed one concern. Actually, I was better off before when I had leprosy because I was humble. Now that I got your mercy, I'm afraid that I'll become a victim of false pride. Then Mahaprabhu, what is the instruction that Mahaprabhu gave him? Same instruction as he gave to Kurma Brahman. You chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra nirantara, constantly, and you preach the message of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and deliver the people. When you do this, uh, you will never become a victim of false pride. Also, you will come back to me, I think. Let me check. Like, we will not be separated. In essence, the same instruction as given to the same instruction that was given to Kurma Brahman, like that. Yes. Very soon he would accept him as a devotee. Mahaprabhu would accept him as a devotee very soon. Right? Krishna upadeshi karo jivera nistar achirate. Very soon. Krishna toma koribena angikar. He will accept you like this. So we also read Srila Prabhupada's purport yesterday about this. That yeah. So although Vasudeva Vipra was a leper, he had suffered greatly. Still Mahaprabhu cured him. After Mahaprabhu cured him, he said, go and preach Krishna consciousness, right? That means he suffered so much. Not that, okay, now you suffered enough, so you don't have to do anything now. Just relax. No. After curing his leprosy, Mahaprabhu said, go and preach Krishna consciousness. So that means this is the Lord's expectation from his devotees, that you preach his instructions and liberate all human beings. And this is the process adopted by the Krishna consciousness movement. We have all been rescued, so now we have that debt, right? And then we see anyone who's engaged in this preaching service, Srila Prabhupada says, they're very happy, right? Bright-faced, they're living very happily. And they're cured of the disease, material disease, like this. So the point is, if you want to be recognized by Krishna, you take to this preaching work. This is Mahaprabhu's movement. Mahaprabhu's movement is, first of all, you perfect your life and then help others also in delivering their lives. So next today's verse 149. Ete ka kohiya Prabhu koila antar dhane dui vipra gala gali gola goli kande Prabhura gune. So where was Vasudev Vipra? He was in Kurma Brahman's house, isn't it? He came to Kurma Brahmana's house. There he fainted. Mahaprabhu came back, and then they had that exchange. And Mahaprabhu gave him also the same instruction. Mahaprabhu left. So now who is left in the house? Kurma Brahman and Vasudeva Vipra. So eteka kohiya. After saying this, what Mahaprabhu gave that instruction that if you preach this message, soon you will be accepted as a devotee. After saying this, Eteka kohiya Prabhu koilo antardhane. He disappeared from there. Mahaprabhu appeared there, embraced him, and then he just disappeared from there. Dui Vipra Gola Gali Kande Prabhu Ragune, embracing each other, both these Vipras, Kurma Brahman and Vasudeva Vipra, they began to weep in separation from, actually, they began to weep by remembering the wonderful qualities of Mahaprabhu, right? His gunas, or his mercy. After instructing the Brahmana Vasudev in that way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared from that place. Then the two Brahmanas, Kurma and Vasudev, embraced each other and began to cry, remembering the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vasudevodhara ei kohila akhyana Vasudeva prada hoila Prabhura nama. Vasudeva Uddhara ei kohila akhyana. So this akhyana means like story or this pastime narration. So what is this pastime or what is this narration? This is the narration of the deliverance of Vasudeva Vipra. Vasudeva Uddhara. Oh, what's going on? 1 second. I think because this is connected. That's okay. Vasudeva Uddhara ei kohilo akhyana Vasudeva Mrita Prada. So by this pastime of delivering Vasudev, now the Lord's name became Vasudeva Amrita Prada, one who gave nectar, the giver of nectar to Vasudev. The giver of nectar to Vasudev. Vasudeva Amrita Prada. Hoila Prabhu Nam. Thus I have described how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reclaimed the leper Vasudev and so received the name Vasudeva Amrita Prada. The name Vasudeva Amrita Prada is mentioned in the verses composed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya composed verses before, right? Mahaprabhu came, the 100 verses. But Vasudeva Amrita Prada is there. Eita kohilo Prabhura Prathama Gamana Kurma Darshana Vasudeva Vimochana. Eita kohilo Prabhura Prathama Gamana. What is Prathama Gamana? Right, the beginning of his travel, of his tour. So, in the beginning of his South India tour, Mahaprabhu went to Kurma Gram, and then in a nearby village, he visited Kurma Brahman's house, and then there he also delivered Vasudeva Vipra. So, this incident is at the beginning of his travel, of his South Indian tour. Kurma Darshana Vasudev Vimochana. Right? He took darshan of Kurmadev at Kurmagram. Then he visited Kurma Brahman's house and he delivered Vasudev Vipra. All this happened in the beginning of his South India tour. Eito kahila Prabhura Prathama Gamana Kurma Darshana Vasudeva Vimochana. Thus I end my description of the beginning of the tour of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his visiting the temple of Kurma and is liberating the leper Brahmana Vasudeva. Acha. No. I end my description of the beginning of the tour of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, the beginning we saw how when he started off, how he was delivering, right? Like he would tell anyone, he like simply by his glance, he would empower them with Krishna Bhakti, and that person would next would go back and he would tell, now you go back and you preach to others. So that we saw. And then we saw how he came to Kurmagram and also how he delivered Vasudev Vipra. So in this way, I have narrated all these things like this. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is concluding this section. Eta kohilo Prabhura Prathama Gamana. So what all did I cover so far? The beginning of his travel, his darshan of Kurmadev, and his deliverance of Vasudev Vipra. Thus I end my description of the beginning of the tour of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his visiting the temple of Kurma, and his liberating the leper Brahmana Vasudev. Shraddha kori ei lila je kore shravan achirate. Again, chira means very far away. Achira means not so far away, very soon. Milaye tare Chaitanya charan. Okay. Shraddha kori ei lila je kore shravan. Anyone who hears this pastime with great faith, achirate, very soon, milaye tare Chaitanya charan, he will receive the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who hears this pastime with faith, very soon he will attain the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shraddha kori ei lila je kore shravan, achirate milaye tare Chaitanya charan. One who hears these pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great faith will surely very soon attain the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Purport: when a person actually revives his consciousness with thoughts of Krishna, okay, how do you revive your consciousness? With thoughts of Krishna. By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he revives his spiritual life and becomes addicted to the service of the Lord. I'll read that line again. When a person actually revives his consciousness with thoughts of Krishna, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he revives his spiritual life and becomes addicted to the service of the Lord. Only then can he act as an acharya. In other words, everyone should engage in preaching, following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, one will be very much appreciated by Lord Krishna and will quickly be recognized by him. In this way, one will be very much appreciated. How? In which way? In other words, everyone should engage in preaching, following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, one will be very much appreciated by Lord Krishna and will quickly be recognized by him. Actually, a devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must engage in preaching in order to increase the followers of the Lord. By thus preaching actual Vedic knowledge all over the world. See, what are you supposed to preach? By thus preaching actual Vedic knowledge all over the world, one will benefit all mankind. You cannot separate Vedic lifestyle from bhakti. They go hand in hand. Vedic lifestyle is meant, the goal of Vedic lifestyle is to bring us to pure devotional service. चैतन्य लीलार आदि अंत नहीं जानी से लिखी जय महान तेरा मुखे सुनी चैतन्य लीलार आदि अंत नहीं जानी I cannot I don't know the beginning or the end of Chaitanya Leela. What is the beginning, what is the end? Say likhi jai mahan tera mukhe shuni. I am only writing whatever I have heard from the great devotees. I don't know what is the beginning or the end of Chaitanya Leela, where to begin, where to end. I am only writing down whatever I have heard from Mahanta. Mahanta means great devotees. I admit that I do not know the beginning or the end of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. However, whatever I have written, I have heard from the mouths of great personalities. That means he's not taking any credit. I don't know. I'm just writing what I heard. इथे अपराध मोरा ना लोइलो भक्तगण तोमा सबार चरण मोरे एकांत शरण. Therefore, इथे in this aparadha mora na loilo bhaktagan, please don't consider my offenses. That means I don't know anything. I'm only writing what I heard. So in this, if there are any any discrepancies, don't take offense, my dear devotee community, like that. Bhaktagan. इथे अपराध मोरा ना लोइलो भक्तगण तोमा सवार चरण मोरा एकांत शरण. I have my only shelter is all of your lotus feet. I don't have any other shelter. So please don't take offense if there is, any, if don't count. That means I'm in this work which I'm giving you. It is only whatever I've heard from great devotees. Therefore, please don't take any offense in this work. If there is any, lacking in my offering in this writing, please don't take any offense, my dear devotees. Your lotus feet is my only shelter. Oh, devotees, please don't consider my offenses in this regard. Your lotus feet are my only shelter. श्री रूप रघुनाथ पदे जार आशा चैतन्य चरितामृत कहे कृष्ण दासा. Sri Rupa Raghunath Pade Jar Ash. So my only hope is the lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Das. So I, Krishna Das, am speaking Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 7th chapter, describing the start of the Lord's tour of South India and the liberation of the Brahmana Vasudeva. That means more is coming. So we have only discussed in South India tour, we have discussed the start and the Lord's visit to Kurma Brahman's house, and of course, the liberation of Vasudeva Vipra. Now comes the big section in Madhya Leela, talks between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, right? Philosophy, once again. It's very interesting. Philosophy is important. Before this, we saw for, I don't know for how many weeks or maybe even months, we discussed the philosophy, discussed with who? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Now next is the talks between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. We still have 5 minutes. We can start the next chapter. This is chapter 8 now. Talks between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. The summary of the 8th chapter is given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita Pravaha Bhashya. After visiting the temple of Jiyada Narasimha, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the banks of the river Godavari to a place known as Vidyanagar. When Srila Ramananda Rai went there to take his bath, they met. After introducing himself, Sri Ramananda Rai requested Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to remain in the village for some days. Honoring his request, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed there in the home of some Vedic Brahmanas. In the evening, Srila Ramananda Rai used to come to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ramananda Rai, who was clothed in ordinary dress, offered the Lord respectful obeisances. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu questioned him on the object and process of worship, and also asked him to recite verses from the Vedic literature. First of all, Srila Ramananda Rai enunciated the system of the Varnashrama institution. See, this is only recent, 500 years. If it's not for Kali Yuga, why they're talking about it? First of all, Srila Ramananda Rai enunciated the system of the Varnashram institution. He recited various verses about karmarpana, stating that everything should be dedicated to the Lord. He then spoke of detached action, knowledge mixed with devotional service, detached action. Okay, that is Nishkam Karma. Knowledge mixed with devotional service, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Okay, knowledge mixed with devotional service. And finally, the spontaneous loving service of the Lord. Spontaneous loving service means Raganuga Bhakti. After hearing Srila Ramananda Rai recite some verses, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the principle of pure devotional service, devoid of all kinds of speculation. After this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Rai to explain the higher platform of devotional service. Then Srila Ramananda Rai explained unalloyed devotional service, love of Godhead, and serving the Lord in the moods of pure servitude, fraternity, and parental love. Finally, he spoke of serving the Lord in conjugal love. He then spoke of how conjugal love can be developed in various ways. This conjugal love attains its highest perfection in Srimati Radharani's love for Krishna. He next described the position of Srimati Radharani and the transcendental mellows of love of God. Srila Ramananda Rai then recited a verse of his own concerning the platform of ecstatic vision, technically called Prema Vilasa Vivarta. Srila Ramananda Rai also explained that all stages of conjugal love can be attained through the mercy of the residents of Vrindavan, especially by the mercy of the gopis. All these subject matters were thus vividly described. Gradually, Ramananda Rai could understand the position of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his real form, Ramananda Rai fell unconscious. After some days, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Rai to retire from government service and come to Jagannath Puri. These descriptions of the meetings between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are taken from the notebook of Swarup Damodar Goswami. So you see the significance of this. Significance means there's so much. But one thing is how the conversation is starting with Varnashrama institution. So Varnashrama institution means unless you come to Varnashrama institution, you're not even on the human platform, actually. Dharma, without dharmena hina pashubi samana. Dharma means what? Dharma means Varnashram dharma only. Without dharma, human being is as good as animal. So from human platform, it is starting from the human platform, right? Varnashrama institution, and goes all the way to the love of Srimati Radharani, Prema Vilasa Vivarta, like that. So all the various stages in between, they're all analyzed and discussed. So text 1, 630, I'll just read the first text. Sancharya Ramabhidabhaktameghe Swabhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani Gaurabdhiretairamuna Vitirnais Tajgyatva Ratnalayatam Prayati. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gauranga, is the ocean of all conclusive knowledge in devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gauranga, is the ocean of all conclusive knowledge. What is conclusive knowledge? Conclusive knowledge is Shastrartha, right? The conclusion of Shastras. He is the ocean of all conclusive knowledge in devotional service. He empowered Sri Ramananda Rai, who may be likened to a cloud of devotional service. So Mahaprabhu is an ocean. Ramananda Rai is like a cloud. Okay? Ocean of what? Ocean of conclusive knowledge of bhakti. And Ramananda Rai is the cloud of devotional service, cloud of bhakti. This cloud was filled with the water of all the conclusive purports of devotional service and was empowered by the ocean to spread this water over the sea of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Where does cloud get its water from? From the ocean, right? By evaporation, the water cloud is getting. And after it gets water, it rains the water again on the ocean. So Ramananda Rai is speaking. How he is speaking? Mahaprabhu is only inspiring him to speak. So he's getting all this conclusive truth, knowledge about bhakti. He's talking all the way up to Srimati Radharani's love, the highest truths which nobody would even think of, right? We will see as we see progress in this conversation. Mahaprabhu is asking, go higher, go higher, go higher. And Srila Ramananda Rai is answering. How he is answering all these topics? So this verse is saying, so Ramananda Rai is like a cloud, right? How the cloud is getting water from the ocean. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like the ocean. Ocean of conclusive knowledge of bhakti. And Ramananda Rai is the ocean, the cloud of bhakti. This cloud was filled with the water of the conclusive purports of devotional service and was empowered by the ocean to spread this water over the sea of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Thus, the ocean of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became filled with the jewels of the knowledge of pure devotional service. So we'll read the verse again. Sancharya means empowering, by empowering. Rama Abhida Bhakta Meghe. Rama Abhida, of the name Rama. Who is that? Ramananda Rai. Rama Abhida means of the name Rama. He is empowering Ramananda Rai. Sancharya Rama Abhida Bhakta Meghe. Megha means cloud. What is the form of that cloud? It is bhakti. Swabhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani. Swabhakti Siddhanta. Right? His own devotional service conclusions. Siddhanta Cha Chaya Amritani. Okay. So the collection of all the conclusions of his own devotional service, right, which is the nectarian conclusions. Gaurabdhi. Abdi means what? Gaura Abdi, ocean, right? Like, yeah, ocean has different names, but yeah. So Gaurabdir Etair Amuna Vitirnais. Amuna, by the cloud known as Ramananda Rai. Amuna is again cloud. Okay. Gaurabdir Etair Amuna Vitirnais, distributed. Taj Gyatva Ratnalayatam Prayati. Ratna Alayam, the quality of being an ocean containing valuable jewels. So where do you find jewels like pearls? Where do you find? In the ocean, right? So Ratna Alaya, that is again the ocean. Ratna Alaya, Prayati, achieved. Sancharya Rama Abhida Bhakta Meghe Swabhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani Gaurabdhiretairamuna Vitirnais distributed. So, yeah. Gaurabdhiretairamuna Vitirnais. So that same cloud which is formed by the ocean, now it is distributing. Taj Gyatva Ratnalayatam Prayati. Okay, so we can stop here today and we'll continue tomorrow. Anyone has anything to share or comment or question? No. Okay.
Mataji,
Yes.
Ramananda Rai is, what's the eternal Swarup of Ramananda Rai?
Vishakha.
Vishakha, okay.
And also Arjun.
Arjun also, okay.
Yeah. There are 5 brothers, Ramananda Rai, Vaninath Rai, like that. Their father is Pandu Maharaj. So Ramananda Rai is Arjun.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Natasha.
And also Ramananda Rai is Vishaka.
Vishaka Sakhi, yeah. Vishaka Sakhi I knew, but Arjun I didn't know.
Yeah, it comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita only.
Okay. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you.
Thank you. Sri
Hare
Chaitanya
Krishna.
Charitamrita.
Hare
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yeah, we'll end. Huh? Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.